Right, so this will be the first screen that you should see, and that's going to be your welcome setup screen. So from here, you're just going ahead and press next. Once you press next, you're going to see it says, please choose a system language. Of course, it's going to be English. Press next. Then you want to scale your screen down to the size of your TV. So you see as I go down, it's starting to get smaller and smaller. You want the edges to go to the side, and usually right around 90% will bring you right to that screen. So then you just press next. Then you're going to go right to here. Now, this is where some people will have to hook up to Ethernet, or whether they're going to be doing Wi-Fi. If they do Wi-Fi, you just click on Wi-Fi, wait for this to look for your access points. Once it finds your access points, you're going to go down and say it's Netgear 2. Click on it, and then it's going to show you the password, and that's going to pop up there, and you're going to put your password in. And let's just say your password is ASDFGHJ. Then you're going to press your return button. Press your return button and go down and show your password. Make sure that it says ASDFGHJ, whatever it is. The most common thing that people do is they put their wrong password in and they keep on going, hey, it won't hook up, and it's because they put in the wrong password. So make sure you show your password and then press connect now. Of course, that's not my password. It's not going to connect. But I'm going to go back out and I'm going to click over to Ethernet because I'm actually on Ethernet. And it's going to connect automatically. Once it's connected, I'm going to go down and I'm going to press finish. Once I finish, I click my Ethernet, I'll go back down. Once I press finish, it's going to go back out. It's going to go right here into the tools section. And I want you to go down here and look at tools. Inside tools, you're going to press a couple things here. Number one, if you're not at 8.3.3, which will be on the right side, and this is just for this video, you might be at 8.3.5, 6, 7, 8. That's only under the version. We'll try to keep you upgraded or updated on that particular version and letting you know via text or via the Facebook page. But from this point, if you would have to do an OTA update. On this one, you don't because we're at the current version. But if you didn't, you'd have to do an OTA update, and that'll come at a later time. Right now, this is just from startup. You're just going to press 3, and you're going to press yes. Let that do its job, and after it's done its job, you're going to go on to the next step. The next step will go over to press 10. Press 10 and let it clear. Press yes. Let that clear. Once it's cleared the updater, it's clearing anything that's ever been on there. And this is kind of what you do if you wanted to clear your box out and start all over again. It would be 3, 10, and the last thing would be 9. Once you press 9, it's going to come to this screen. It's going to say checking for available updates. And it says there is an available update. I'm going to press download. It's going to download everything onto your box. Now, it downloads it to the box, but I'm going to show you later on how it just downloads to your box, but you're able to re-download inside the box, so that way that it doesn't take up any space in the box, and we can keep your box running really quickly. So for this point right now, it's just going to load, let it load all the way through, and let the next screen come up. I'm going to pause this so it doesn't have to go through this point. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes. As you can see, it's still extracting the download. I paused it for about 30 seconds or so, and I'm going to let it keep on going. As soon as it gets to the next side, it's going to say that the download is complete. And then as you can see, it says successfully applied, the new update. Now you can close the updater. So you're going to close that screen, close, and then you're going to exit out of here by going on the back button. The next thing I want you to do is go inside apps. Right inside apps and take a look to make sure that everything's here. And everything seems to be here. You can tell by the last part it says YouTube. Now go back out of here and go back into your tools and do one last thing, and that's going to be a speed test. Click your speed test, and it's going to automatically speed test for you. The very most important part of streaming is your speed. You want to make sure your speed's really well. And as you can see, I got pretty good speed. I'm right around 130 to 160. Most of the time, if you don't have fiber, you're going to fluctuate. And it's going to fluctuate up and down. It can fluctuate by 80 points to 30 points, whatever it is. But it will fluctuate. You're also going to get faster speeds on your computer and your cell phones. Completely different thing happening there. So the speed you care about is right here. This speed is all that matters because that's what you're using as your box. If it doesn't come up right, reset your modem, reset your modem and your router, unplug them for about 2-3 minutes, let them come back up, plug back in your box, and then do a retest to make sure that at least you have a minimum of 40 to 50 megabits per second. After you do that, then you're going to go ahead and reverse out. And once you get out to here, you're going to go right over to the SM. Click on SM. Once you click on SM, it's going to go straight through, and it's going to load everything up. As you can see on the bottom, it says preparing for first run. Once you get inside here, let it go. Let it keep on going. Once you get out of here, it's going to go to the next screen. Once you get to the next screen, you're going to see all the applications come up. Once all those applications come up, then you're inside your box, and then we can start going over all the apps. And as you can see, it's going to take time to load. And as they load, just let them load. Don't do anything. Just keep on going through and let them load. Let them load. And as you can see, we got a Halloween screen on there. And every so often, it's going to change up. And as you can see, I'm going to move this a little bit towards the top, and you're going to see that it says Vupu downloading update starter zip. Now, when it says that, it's downloading in case there happens to be a new version. Right now, there is a new version. As you can see on the right-hand side, on the top right, it says 1.63. Right now, we're at 1.67 and maybe 1.68. But it needs to update itself to 1.67 and 1.68, so it's going to extract that update. And once it does, it's going to go out. And you'll start to see that everything on the bottom has just stopped moving. And the reason why is because it's updating. When it updates like that, it takes a lot of memory. So once you go through the memory and you get it loaded, then it's going to tell itself to turn off and turn back on. You're just going to have to press OK. So as you can see, it's almost getting to the end of the update. It's cleaning up operations, and it's going to ask me to go back out. All I'm doing is waiting for this part, and now I'm going to go ahead and say yes, I want it to go back out, and press OK. It's going to go back out, then you're going to want to press to go back in. Now it's going to update to whatever it is, and it might do it one more time. This is all normal, so just keep on letting it do that. Once it comes back in, then it's going to do it again. So as you can see, we're back in. And if it happens to start updating again, because we're not at that 1 point, you can see up here on the top, you have to be at the 1.67, and we're not, it's going to go back out and redo it again. So the Vupu is preparing again, and it's saying it's going to go up to the 1.67, as you can see up top. 1.67. Once that does it again, it's going to ask you to go back out, let it do it again. So you can see the setup somewhere around 5 to 7 minutes. Let it do all that, and once it's all done, then we can start going through the applications. As you can see, the bottom is stopped because it's doing that extraction of the update. And once it does that, and it's going to ask you to force close again. Yes, I want to force close, press OK. And that's going to be the last time it does that. And then press the SM again. And we're going to go right back into the SM and start our applications. And I can go through all the apps with you guys. Now do remember, all the stuff that I just did, the 3, the 10, the 9, is something that you can do at any time to reset your box if you're having problems, anything like that. But just remember, if you have Real to Grid or if you have Track TV, all that's going to get wiped out. You have to add it back on. The cool thing about that, and I'm going to go over that real quick with you, the cool thing about Track TV and all that other stuff is it is inside the box, and you can add it directly back on right through the system add-ons. And as I go through it, I'm just letting it load. And you can see I'm doing this real time so you can see how this thing works. We also have APKs. Okay, so right here, this is what I was talking about. If you look at the bottom right side, there's authorized tracked and there's authorized Real to Grid. That's going to be a later video. I'll show you guys how to authorize both of those. The cool thing about both of those is on authorizing Real to Grid, you get really, really good servers, very good pictures. Everything's in 1080. That can be in 1080. And then when you authorize track actually tracks everything that you're doing. It'll track all the stuff that you do. In other words, if you're watching a TV show, it'll turn it blue. every episode, so that way you don't go back and watch it again. I know sometimes it's hard to keep track of that, but it'll keep track of every season that you're watching, because on the box you're able to watch a lot of different things and a lot of different seasons, and that can get confusing. Track TV will take care of that for you. Look for my tracked how-to, and I'll help you with that. But right now I'm going to just go kind of through the box. I want to show you a couple things inside here. The number one thing I like here is the premiums. Inside the premiums, everything below here, all these are premiums. These are stuff that you normally would have to pay for. You can't just go get them on any box. These are paid for. So if you went into Prime Streams, once you get inside Prime Streams, you're going to notice it's a little bit different. It has live TV. It has VOD, which is video on demand. And don't worry about the My Account, because those are things that we take care of. I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you can see that. Now I'm just going to go inside the video on demand. I want to show you this because these are one-touch video on demand things that happen. So with that said, I'm going to press on video on demand. And as you can see, it's going to come to another screen. It's going to say all these here. And there's a lot of things you can choose from, of course. This month, of course, is Halloween. Now, if the screen changes, don't worry. It's going to change through time to time. It's not always going to be the same. Including the applications are not going to be the same. If you're like premium, sometimes they disappear and we get different premiums. Don't worry. There's always going to be premiums. Just press on the movies here. And once you press on movies, there's going to be a whole bunch of movies that come up. These are one-touch movies. And they're also all new releases. But then when you go down, you're going to notice that it has a lot more than just new releases. It has older movies that are all in 1080. And you're going to be able to choose those and just pick them right away, and it's going to start directly for you. So as you see, there's a whole bunch of movies over here on the left-hand side. All those movies you could just press once, and it's going to start for you. I'm going to go down, and I'm just going to go to kind of the first one that's on here, which is Ant-Man. I'm going to just click on that one time, and you're going to notice it's going to start immediately without saying anything. Now, the cool thing about that is you don't have to choose through things. And you can see on the bottom it says it's in 1080. It's in 5.1. And it's a perfect feed. That's because it's going directly to their server. So that's Ant-Man. I can't play that too long because of copyright infringement, but I'm going to turn that one off. And I'm going to go down to the next one. As you'll see, anything I pick, anything I choose is going to be in 1080 or 720. It's going to be in HD unless it tells you it's not. And what I mean by that is you can see Venom just came out the other day and it's in HD cam. They're giving you that offer just because it probably is a really good HD cam, which I'll go ahead and press on. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. There's something cool about this. You can fast forward and rewind on these here, which is no problem. I'm going to fast forward. As you can see, that the filming is not so great. I'm going to fast forward through it to see if it gets any better. I'm going to go 20 minutes into the movie. Now I'm 20 minutes in. It's not a bad version for being just coming out this last weekend. But you can wait until it comes out in a much better HD, until it gets 720 or 1080. But if you just have to watch it, they give you that option. I'm going to stop that one. And I'm going to go down again. And I'm just going to go there. So I'm just showing you guys how fast these start. So I'm going to just go down to something down here. Let's just say Hotel Transylvania. I'm just going to click on that. And as you can see, it works for a second, goes right back on. This thing is super, super fast. I'm going to fast forward it now. I'm going to fast forward to 20 minutes in the movie. I'm 20 minutes in, as you can see, a beautiful picture, 1080. Really, really nice. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go back out, and I'm going to go down to another move. I'm just going to do one more. Let's just say, oh, here we go. The first purge. I'm just going to click on that real quick. I click on it, and that's how fast it is. It's it comes on immediately. It's because it's connected directly to their server, so it's very, very fast. I'm going to fast forward that movie. Let's just say 50 minutes in. So I'm 50 minutes in the movie, and look at how gorgeous that picture is. Very, very nice. You can see up and down. I'm going to stop that now so we can go out to the next one. So I'll stop that, and we're going to go out to the next premium. So I'm going to reverse. I'm going to go back out. And you can see the movies, TV, kids, adult, whatever. But I'm going to go into the live TV section. You're going to notice here, this is where you can watch your football, your network TVs, your locals, things like that. Now, I would say this much. I don't watch much live TV unless it's sports or news. Everything else is already on the box. If you want to watch a TV show, it's on the box. So everything's pre-recorded. There's nothing live. If it's live, you can always wait to watch it later. I've learned to do that in the 5 years I've been streaming. I don't need to watch anything live unless it's my sport, unless it's news. Those are two important things for me. And some people don't even care about sports. They'll just watch them later. They're on the box. They're on the replays. There was a past fight this last weekend. It's on the box. All the UFC fights on the box. If you just go back, they're going to be there. So let's just go into the network TV real quick. You'll notice once I go inside network TVs, it's going to be all the local channels. And you'll notice there's about 1,120 of them. And they're all different areas, you know. ABC locals. And then you'll see this, low bandwidth. It says low BW. That just means that it's low bandwidth. It's buffering before it can buffer. So it gives you maybe like 30 seconds later. This is live TV right now. So it goes back and it's just giving you kind of you're a minute or so behind. That's all it does. So that way if it buffers inside the box, not outside the box. All right. Most buffering, I'm going to talk to you guys about that right now. Most buffering happens from your internet, not from the box. The box has nothing to do with it. There's two things that cause buffering, and that's going to be either your feed or your source, right? So either your internet or the source it's coming from. So if it does, just go to the next one. Just go to a different one. And that's why I don't watch too much live TV sometimes, because if you get that buffering because you're too slow, I'm pretty fast on 150. Try to get really fast internet. You're not going to have any buffering on live TV. And if you do, again, it's going to be the source or the source it's coming from. So if you have a really good modem and a really good router, I would suggest getting a Nighthawk and get your own modem. And then you can become a real streamer and not worry about anything, and I can watch anything I want at any time. I mean, look at that. This is live TV. It's in perfect feed. No problems, right? Yeah, so I'm going to stop that. And I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to go back out. And we'll go back out into this area here, to where I was. Now, I just only showed you one application, and that's Prime Streams. The thing is incredible. And this is only one of them under the premiums. Now, on weekends, I like to watch football. I like to watch it in Shockwave. Inside Shockwave, they have a lot of stuff in here. As you can see, pay-per-views. There's NFL, soccer, so forth. I'm just going to click on NFL because it's going to show you. It's got Red Zone. It's got Game Pass. It's got all these things, and it has all the games already there. All you have to do is click on them and watch them. Now, if it kicks you out or something happens, just go back into the box, okay? I hate it to do it to me. It doesn't do it to me because I have really fast internet, and if you just find your right source, because NFL's on every one of these on the bottom, you'll find that you are going to get really good at streaming, and you're never going to have a problem. The one thing you do have to have is a little bit of patience on learning how to use your box. And that's what I'm here for, is I'm trying to show you guys that. And as you can see, the same thing here, there's pay-per-view events. If there's a pay-per-view event, it's going to be inside there when the pay-per-view is happening. As you can see, there's nothing listed. So don't get online and go, hey, can I watch a pay-per-view event? Yes, you can watch them on the day of, and it's going to be really simple to find. All your football, your network, your local channels are inside here. And down here you can see it says Sunday Ticket. That's going to be your NFL. There's NBA, NHL, MLB, extra innings. They're all on the box. And they're all on all the premiums down here. I know some of you have the other box, and it's a little bit, this one's kind of a little bit easier to me, and I like it. And yes, it does have a TV guide, and not always will it have a TV guide, but if you'll notice when you go inside any of the live TV, it does have the program that's on. I would download a TV guide onto your cell phone. That is the easiest way when you become a streamer to know what's on live. Like I said, I'm not much of a live person, watching live stuff, only for sports and for news. Now, you'll notice it has a sports section here. On this box, you don't actually use that much. You don't use it for sports like we did on the Stream Station and ST1, the Hyperion. It's a little bit different on this one. I use all the premiums for that stuff. This here would be more for like replays. The replays are also under premiums, you'll find. Under the VODs inside of Prime, when there's a really big main event, it'll be under VOD, under TV shows, because it's going to be TV, not movie. TV shows, and that fight will be there. Inside here is kind of cool because it has everything playing today. Like I said, I don't use it very much, but if you press on all today's events, you'll have to download this. Just press yes to download. Don't worry, whatever you're downloading doesn't mean you're doing something, oh, I'm downloading. It's just downloading that application. The feed comes from an outside source, and as you can see, it gives you all the things that were on today, whether it be hockey, whether it be basketball, whether it be inside the NFL, whatever it is, it's giving you kind of like a TV guide, right? But only within that time that it comes on. So if it's between that time, yes, it's going to be on. And it's going to give you a channel to go to. All you're going to do is click on that channel. Once you click on that channel, it's going to bring you to that station. If it's still on, then it'll come on. If it's not on, it'll do exactly what it said right there. That game ended. If it ended, then it's done. It's not going to come up to that channel. You can go through these, which is kind of cool. And like I said, this is kind of a how-to video, so I'm trying to show you everything that the box does. We have music here. You can go through the MP3 streams. Now, if I click on it, remember what I said. If I click on it, it's going to ask you, do you want to download that application? You'll have to say, yeah, I want to download. And it'll download it. I'm not going to download it because I'm not really listening to music today. I'm trying to just go through this for you guys. I'm going to skip the APKs for a second. There is a game section on here. You're going to have to do this yourself. You have to go online and learn how to do this. Simply because I can't explain it for legal reasons. They're there. Up to you to find out how to do that. System. This here is just a system for profiles and stuff like that. I wouldn't even get inside any of this stuff. You can run a speed test from here. You don't have to. You can do that from the front page. The rest of this stuff, the add-ons, the movies, the TV shows are pretty self-explanatory. Now remember, if you want to watch a movie, you can go to Prime Streams. Not in here, but inside the other area. I don't like using it here. I like using it under the premium. Even though it's here, I still go to the premiums. Now, the ones that I do like, I like Deceit, and I like Yoda if I'm going to do them. I have to have Real to Bridge to make them work really, really well. But it's again, when I press on it, it's going to ask me to download. Another one I really like is Magic Dragon. When I click on Magic Dragon, it's going to ask me to download. I do use this one a lot. I'm going to press yes. The reason why I like Magic Download is because Magic Dragon is because it has movies here that are really, really new. And they give it to you in standard definition, and they give it to you in 720. It's not so much a big 1080 place here, but the movies give you the best feeds. Just like kind of like Prime Streams. Prime Streams will start it immediately. This one will give you a few to choose from. But they're very, very good on starting. Let's just say I wanted to watch Teen Titans. Came out in July, right? So, as you can see, it gives me a bunch of different links. It also gives me a show me the trailer first, which is kind of cool. There's SD links, and then there's HD links. The cool thing is once you press on the links that you want, I just press HD. Once you press on it, that baby's going to look for it. It's going to find you the best feed. You don't have to go through 1,000 of them, and it's just going to start. I like that because I don't like to have to keep on looking through things. The other things you don't have to have on here is you don't have to have Real to Bridge to make anything on here start. It'll just start for you. And it's going to be, like I said, this is 720. It's pretty good. I'm going to stop that because this is saying Warner Brothers and stuff. But let me get out of here. I'm going to stop that. And any of those will do that. Any of these on the box, on the bottom, on the left-hand side for the Magic Dragon, will start just like that, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to reverse out of here. Let me get back out. And remember what I said. You're going to have to download it. It's going to say, it's going to say, do you want to download? Yes. And that goes for anything here. I like Deceit and I like Yoda. As you can see, there's a bunch of them on here. I think there's one called Magicality. I like that one. There's a lot of different stuff on here. Find the one that you like. There's Magicality right there. I kind of like that one. But there's tons of them on here. Now, they're not going to be on here if they're not working. They're going to be taken off. So what the box is good for is those people that used to do, Fire Stick or whatever. You'd always have to keep on changing and overdoing things. The box will keep it all up to date for you. That's the best thing about this. Now, TV shows, the same thing. As you can see, it didn't change. All those those things are down here. Now, remember, there are certain things on here that will search and certain things that won't. Yoda, you can search. You can search for your TV show, and it'll give you anything. Now, what I do want to show you is I'll go ahead and download Yoda. I'm going to download Yoda, and then I'm just going to grab any show, and I'm going to show you guys how to add favorites. There's going to be favorites you can add on, and you can do as many as you want, put them on the right-hand side, even live channels, even your sports channels, whatever you want, you can download them like this, and then you can do it to your favorites. Really simple to do, and all you do is go down to TV shows, click on TV shows, and then you're going to find a TV show you like. I'm just going to go to just anything. I'm going to go to people watching. Once I go to people watching, I'm going to find a TV show that I like. Let's just say I like The Good Doctor. Then you're going to press the menu button. It's the menu button on your remote. Then you're going to go down and you're just going to put add to favorites. When you add to favorites, boom, now that's added. I'm going to add Manifest. I'm going to add that to my favorites. Now watch this. Add to favorites. I'm going to add Shameless. As you can see, I'm just adding a bunch of favorites. I'm going to add that to favorites. Now, I'm going to reverse out of here. And you're going to see I just added 3 things. And like I said, you can add anything you want. You can even add live TV. This is the one cool thing about this. And you're going to go down to the left-hand corner. As you can see, the little star area down here. Once you get to that star, you click on that, and all your favorites are right there. There's A Good Doctor, The Manifest, Shameless. So now you know how to do favorites. It's going to help you. Then if you get Track TV, it's going to track all your TV shows on what you watch, which is kind of cool. This also has something what they call on the air, which is going to kind of be like the last thing with the sports. It's going to show you what's on right now. A semi-TV guide, not really, because it's only giving you that hour. And I just want to go through that with you a little bit. But family, here's a family section. This is for kids. You don't have to use this area again. You can use your premium area. It has kids in there. It has the Disney Channel, has video on demand, has a lot of that stuff. But if you do, you can come here. And as you can see, it has a little search Yoda right there. You can search for any Disney or anything you want to watch, kids animation. It's all in here. Then let's go over to the world. The world here, as you can tell, there's some Filipino channels right here. You can click on those, download them. I'm not going to download any of them because I don't want a box all filled up. But you can see it has Arabic. It has a bunch of Vietnamese. It has Spanish. It has all that. But it also has it in all of your Prime Stream stuff also. So Prime Streams will have a lot of that Spanish channels and stuff like that, but this would be more for the world stuff, you know. So Drama Go has Korean, Bangkok Pinoy, that's going to be, you know, some Filipino, and there's a bunch of different ones in here. You're going to have to find your favorite. Find the one you like. There's going to be some good ones in there. And now, as you can see, we're back to premiums. Now remember, if anything's not working right, you do the 3, the 10, the 9, come back in your box, let it load up. Make sure that the version on the top side is correct. Make sure your time is correct. And this is kind of a little short how-to video, but it's pretty long, but it's going to help you. Now, if you want to get an APK, APKs are really cool. You're going to have to go inside File Link. Inside File Link, it's going to ask you something. It's going to ask you for a code. Your code, you got to put it in, and you can get that code online. Once you put your code in, you'll be able to download just about anything you want as far as APKs. The one I like is OneBox, and I like Morpheus. Those will show you movies and TV shows without having reel to brid, and they'll do it instantaneous, and it has a format of Netflix. So if you need this code, you can either get to me on Facebook, get to me on the text line. I'll give you that code and tell you how to do this. The other thing is, I'll also post it in another video later on so that this one doesn't continue to be too long for you. But I think I gave you kind of the up on what is happening here, how to get in, how to load your box, the most important parts. You guys will love this thing if you just have a little bit of patience and learn it. Yes, you get all the pay-per-view fights. Yes, you get all the movies. Yes, you get all the TV shows. But you have to be patient and learn your box. If you're having buffering, it's because of 2 things. Either the feed or because you have slow internet. Try to get super fast internet. It's going to help a lot. Some people go, I have super fast internet and it still buffers. Well, it's buffering because you have a bad feed coming in. In other words, go to a different one. Instead of using Yoda, use Numbers. Use Magic. Use a different application. There's 100 to choose from. And then there's another 1,000 feeds that you can choose from. If my show ever buffered once, I go back out, I find out where it's at, and I go right back to that spot by fast forwarding to that spot. If I'm 20 minutes in the movie, I'll fast forward a 20 minutes movie, use a different application, and go right back into that movie and watch it without nobody. I never ever will watch a movie with buffering. Never. So you should never have to do it either. With that said, get to me on Facebook, text me, let me know what you think, or if you need anything else, and I'll make another video for you.